That's big, isn't it, girl? You look warm.
Yep. I got like 2 long johns. One of the pants for him. So I'm just borrowing them.
If you're new to the project, a big warm welcome. If you're a tough old root, then welcome back. Here on Steep in the Woods, it is incredibly cold on our mountain. That is why we are Team Jumpsuit. But the cold does have positive factors, many of which involve wildlife, such as ticks or snakes. However, you do have to look out for 4-legged animals, as you will see. But today we're gonna go for a hike and try to find some of our property we haven't seen yet, which is actually a vast amount of it. It's an awful lot, and we still fail. We still fail to see it all. We're taking a little break. Me and Ivy are hiking today. It's really, really cold, but that has its bonuses, right? That's really the reason why we are hiking, is that we don't have to worry about snakes or mosquitoes or ticks or nothing. And we can actually get out here on the Steep in the Woods mountain to places we haven't seen yet. So right about here is where our solid knowledge ends. I know we can take that road down to there for a little bit, but really we're trying to get to the bits of our property we haven't seen yet. So we decided to go uphill. This girl, every time I'm like, you want to take this road or you want to take that one? She says uphill. There we are, going uphill, huh? Squatting down, taking a break. So we know that this place is loaded with just magical plants, right? Everywhere, but they're not here in the actual winter. So the idea of this hike is to look at the land, because that's kind of the catch-22. In the summer, everything's got leaves on it, you can't see. But in the winter, there's no leaves, no pretty leaves, but we can actually look at the dirt and the rocks and the mountains. So we're gonna continue hiking up. If we see anything worth note, we'll let you know.
I just want to go uphill so we can see what we have not seen. And that's what I want to see right now, today on this video.
Right now, today on this video. This is the mountain. Our homestead is way down, no, there. Really, it's not that far away yet, even though it's one heck of a hike to get here. And I will say, I still got it. I am way more able to hike than little Miss Spazball McGee is. She's taking lots of breaks. Is that right?
Yeah.
Hmm?
It's a very tired day.
Even though it's probably hard to see on the actual camera, maybe getting lower will make a difference. This is one of our roads, right? That property is covered in roads, and it's hard to see. I get it, because camera really just doesn't do the thing justice. But you'll see over here, there's a hill, flatness, hill. So this is a road. It's just like an ATV road, and even then, in need of repair. Miss McGee farting around. And then the road goes up, and it looks like it kind of peters off. The goal of today is to head as far over that way as we can.
Our mountain's really beautiful in numbers time. That's great. We're out here exploring, everything's all gone. All the co-wash and everything's gone.
Well, it's died back, but it's not gone. Still here.
Well, it's not gone, but it's died back. It's still here, it's just died back.
I know. Oh, you know, I was looking on our map, Abby, and we haven't. We still got a lot more property. We haven't even gone to the place we haven't seen yet. I know, it's huge, isn't it?
Super Light is when we're exploring this winter. My hands getting cold, so.
That's good. You're sitting down eating snacks, man. Here in just a minute, you will get up and you'll be telling me how hot you are. You see any monsters in that crack?
Big hole. Now I just want to get in it and act like it's a house.
The way that some of these rocks weather is just really cool to me. Because this is all sedentary rock or sedimentary, whichever. This was all ocean. But this one right here looks like a mattock to me. You got the pick right here. Got the perfect hole for your handle. And then you got the blade. So I know that's just like a dorky thing, but I thought that was cool. Me and Ivy found a pretty cool tree, so she's gonna go over there and give you a size kind of comparison for it. You have to excuse us. I know the hat probably doesn't look wonderful, and hers looks pretty silly. But it's cold, right? So do what you gotta do to stay alive.
We got a tool right here.
That is huge. It is an oak. I'm guessing struck by lightning? I don't know.
I think it's from God.
You think it was from God?
Yeah.
Well, he's in the lightning. I don't see any damage up higher that may have shown from lightning. Or it could have been where two trees and one of them split off. But yeah, that's huge. Here, we'll walk over there so you guys can see it. Acorns Edwards, definitely a oak tree.
Here's a lot of acorns.
That's big, isn't it, girl? You look warm.
Yep.
Mm,
I got on like 2 long johns. One of the pants for him. She's so inspiring them.
Rock and roll. And then size comparison for me, I mean, I'm not right up against it, but yeah, I mean, like 9 foot tall, and it's hollow through most of it. Very cool. Very, very cool. I swear, me and Ivy been hiking for a long time. We're up here trying to find property markers on the ridge. And I honestly, it felt like we might have been in the next county over. It's been quite a while since we saw our previous marker. Now, if you have property, you know the markers mark the corners, so it's just straight lines. If you have a really long straight line, there may or may not be marks in the middle, depending on, you know, how good your surveyor was. But by God, we found another one. Yeah, don't knock that over. There it is. So that's probably the corner. A little secret for you guys is if you type in your own address on Google Maps, it'll follow you, right? So I can pull out my actual phone and I can look at it and see roughly where I am on the actual property. So I'm gonna pull that out, make sure that this does look like it's the corner marker, and then we're good. We're good. Now we can start going downhill. So I don't think this is the last one. Now it's entirely possible that they put in the rebar at every mark, because that's the only thing that actually lasts. Your ribbon will fall apart relatively quickly. But we're not going to go for another, you know, county over, but I am going to look and just make sure that there's not one past this farther, because I really don't think this is the actual corner, unless Google Maps has just got me way off. No, that's a tiny one. Do the bigger one. Ivy, this one. That one. Oh, you got it. Put a couple knots in it, more than just one. All right, another one. That'll work right there. All right.
So what this came from a bear trying to dig for worms. And it made a huge mess right here. This is where we found it. And it's a lot of wood here.
Grubs, they're digging for grubs.
They're digging for grubs. And this is our mountain.
Well, that's our mountain. That's why you always carry in the woods, whether you're a hippie or not, man. It's just better safe than sorry. And it's actually getting a little bit late. We'll probably start heading back towards the house. I don't think that last property marker was the correct one, you know, what's the actual end. But you can only do what you can do in a certain amount of time. And it's starting to get a little bit late. You see the shape of the mountains there. Our property line should be somewhere over there. But either way, we can see. We can see the property. An awful lot of sticks. Actually, I see a huge patch of black raspberry bushes over there. And that's cool. Well, we made it to the field. It's really only called a field because it doesn't have any trees in it. But it's pretty interesting to find a place like this in the middle of such dense woods that could grow tomatoes, you know? Yeah, so after we showed you that first bear grub dig, I saw like 4 more. And my first thought was, let's get that on the camera. Then I realized, I didn't bring a shotgun with me. Packing light, right? The first trip I brought my shotgun, which I'm sure some people thought, oh, that seems like overkill. But no, definitely not. So either way, we took the longest route possible, like absolutely imaginable, to get to one of the few landmarks I actually know here. And actually right there. It don't look like much from this side, but on the other side, it's a giant overhanging rock, which is something I tried to tell Ivy, right? Be careful, just because it looks like it's safe from the top doesn't mean that it is. So either way, we had talked about building a little house there and finishing in the underside of this rock. So me and Ivy are going carefully around the side of it down there so you guys can see it. Very careful. Yeah, right over there. I know it don't look like nothing. Maybe excavate a little bit right there. And it would be tiny. It would be a teeny little house. But that's what we do here, right? It doesn't have to be your main house. It can just be a super awesome second one. And I know around here is a bunch of Bethroot, Ivy. Bethroot and Trillium. And actually a huge amount of, what is it? I always forget the name of that. Wild ginger. Huge amount of wild ginger in this area right here, along with a huge amount of Bethroot and Trillium, some wild yam, and all the other things that are worth a bunch of money, but that we shall not sell. Hard to tell on the camera, but that's steep. Rock and roll. You had to bear with me. I don't have a selfie stick or a nothing. But so that flat spot that I showed you in the first clip, the last clip, just so happened to be. Do you see anything cool, Ivy? You think anything interesting around here?
Wow, is this the kind of seesaw?
The what? Oh, the giant overhanging rock, man. No, I never saw that in my life. Now, I see, I told you when we was hawking down, I said that looks flat. But look, if you'd have tripped and fallen right off, it looked safe from the top, didn't it? But it wasn't. But look, even got a nice little driveway right here going up. So the idea is to block off the bottom and put a little house on top of it. That would be pretty cool.
Seems like a cave.
It does, doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? Come into the cave.
My kingdom of land, you might open.
My kingdom of land. That is pretty wild.
What are all the like mud things on it?
That's mud dauber's nests.
Wow. Look at all the top.
Oh yeah. That's crazy cool, isn't it?
How did all the rocks get here?
That's what holds up the earth. So here we go, y'all are on super view. It's as big as the camera can get. But yeah, you see, it's pretty big. I mean, it's pretty big.
This could be like the room right here. This could be my room, and this could be brother's room. So go ahead. Yeah.
So I guess that's the only bit of real cave. Not quite big enough to go in. I don't know. I don't know if we'd ever actually be able to do anything with this or not. It would take a lot of work, and it'd be very specific. I have a couple ideas, but I mean, really, that's just pipe dreams, I guess. And from that big rock, we are just taking well-established paths down to the house. There's actually one road that cuts almost straight down, but it's so steep, it's not of any real use unless you're on foot and some little girlie has to pee. Then you're like, fine, we'll go straight down the mountain. But, yep, yet again, this will make the second hiking video, and we didn't see like any of it. Oh man, we got to get a better plan. Maybe I'll get Celia and we'll actually set up like some kind of game plan on like paper. Like, how do I look at this? How do we get a better view than just one thing or the other, right? So this past time we hiked the ridge, and like all we saw was the freaking ridge. Maybe it's just too big to see all at once. But I wanted a better idea. I want more of them big rocks, man. I want a better idea of what we have. All right, well, now it's like straight up cliff time. Straight up cliff time. Now you see the road? Yeah, that's the service road. And then our driveway goes way down there. Yeah, this is you couldn't do a four-wheeler here. I mean, this is what they called, Ivy, a dozer road. A bulldozer could do that. And if at all possible, I want to try to get one. It's gonna have to be free or something. But anything else other than a bulldozer just will not work. What'd you say?
I said thanks, log. The log helped me.
Oh, it helps you? Good job, log. Well done. Yep, big rocks. And holes. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh. And we made it. We're now officially back in our yard. Whoop, even though it's woods. We're back in the yard. Hey, there's that trap. We need to like either give that back or put something else in it. Guess we'll call it a day here on hiking the mountain Mach 2 in winter. And there you have it. That was the first winter hike here on the Steep in the Woods mountain, because there's plenty of winter left. We got a lot of it still to come. However, we did fail in a major way. After coming back down, we looked at our survey and we didn't even make it to the end. So we still have no idea what is here on our mountain, but we'll continue to bring y'all along for these hikes. However, it was a good, profitable trip. We didn't get bit by a snake. We didn't get any ticks. We now know that there's one or more bears living in that holler and to be better well armed. But yeah, it was fun, and it was a good outing with me and Ivy. So if you liked it, remember to hit that button. If you're new to the project, hit that other button. Help support the project. There's links below. Until next time, Steep in the Woods.